Hello and welcome back to LS Chop Shop. I'm Jeff Lyle, and today I'm going to be walking you through a simple fix on a 2014 Cadillac ATS 2.0 turbo. Common problem with these cars is you develop a vacuum leak related to the PCV hose. That code will show up in your trouble diagnostic codes as a P0171, and as you can see, it's caused by this hose right here. It goes along here, then it branches off, splits off here, goes into the intake manifold or cylinder head, valve cover in a couple places. The key places where it does like to break are going to be first along this line here. You may see a crack on top, on the side, or on the bottom. Oftentimes that hose will get really loose right there. The other place where they like to break is along this union right here between the hard coupler and this more flexible, kind of soft plastic hose, and it can break anywhere around there. And then the final place is where mine broke, is right here, and you can see my fingernail kind of fits down in that little groove right there. There is a hole, and it is letting vacuum leak from the system. Now the other thing I want to point out is these hoses have two types of connections. You can buy them in two different ways. I prefer the style that is not on this car. This car has the more difficult fuel line style connectors where you got to slip a special tool underneath the edge of here to remove the clips from the inside. You push in on the hose and then you pull out and it will come off, and that works for both of these. This end of the hose is much simpler. You just pop this little thing up here, and I'll show you how I do that when I get to it, and then you just pull that hose off. And then of course there's one bolt holding this down to the top of the engine as well. The other style of connectors look like this, and this is the side that goes into the air inlet tube. There are two clips on each side. You push down on them and it will expand to allow those little grooves to open up and get around the barb that's on the male side of the fitting. And of course the other two connectors are the same style, so they just have one side though. You push in on one side, it opens up, and it should slide on and off. If you can find this style of hose, I recommend getting that kind, and hopefully you're lucky enough that if you've had this failure happen, you have that style of hose already on the car. So what I'm going to have to do today is I'm going to have to rig up one of my fuel hose disconnecting tools, and see if I can get this piece off back here. And then I already know I'm going to struggle with getting that off. I don't have the right type of hooks or anything like that to get underneath there, so I'm going to get the Dremel out and get to work on that one. So join me here in a second and we'll be right back. And this is a 10 millimeter. For this back hose back here, I'm going to try using a 3/4 inch fuel line disconnecting tool. See if that fits. It doesn't. Let's get smaller. Okay, this is a 5/8 inch tool. Let's see if that fits. There it goes. And then this one on this side, we're going to have to get creative. We're going to have to cut it. So, I'm going to get the Dremel out. Now you just want to go slow. Make sure you don't get all the way through this, and cut through the male side of the connector on this as well. So go slow and take your time. I'm going to take a quick check, see if I've got enough wiggle room to just pry this off. I should. Hopefully. There it goes. So I put a little bit of a scar into the male side of it, but there's plenty of ring left around there to allow a firm connection. We'll give it a shot here and see what happens. I'll be careful not to drop all this plastic. Okay, hopefully you can see that. The ring around the male side is still intact for 99.9% all the way around, but I did put a little bit of a groove right here on this side of it. It's not going to cause any problem. It's not going to cause this new fitting to slip off or anything like that. So I'm okay with that. Nothing went through the tube. You just got to be really careful with that, and we'll see how the new one fits. When you put the new one on, you want to make sure you start with these two fittings on this side and then work your way over to the air intake side. They click firmly into place. Once we get this other piece on the air intake side clipped on, we will attach it to the top of the engine. There we go, perfect. And as you can see, the repair is now complete. The whole PCV hose is now replaced with the new style fittings, or the style of fittings that I like better, with the easy, quick disconnects that come built into them. Hose is nice and solid. The 10mm bolt is reattached, and the other end that goes into the intake is attached. The other hose that tends to go bad on these from a vacuum leak perspective is the other PCV hose. It goes from the top of the valve cover around here and then into the turbo. As you can see, the one I have on this car, which is the way I bought it, looks like it may have had an issue at some point, and someone put a hose over the existing metal tube that comes out of the top of the turbo. Now, the hose that comes from the factory, this piece is connected permanently, kind of like this style, and it goes into another fitting that gets connected there. But this one seems to be working. I haven't seen any leaks in this, and nothing seems to be broken along that hose. So I'm going to leave it the way it is, and we'll see if that works. Guys, if you like what you saw today, I know this is a different way to fix this problem using a cutoff wheel, but it was quick and easy. So if you're struggling with it and you like the way I did it, please like and subscribe to the content to see more stuff. And if you have any comments or suggestions on how to make things better, I'd like to know that as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.